Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Coaches Close Clients podcast. Today, we have Declan Wilson here with us, who runs a web development agency where he basically creates membership sites for coaches and consultants. So, we're super excited to learn from him today about how membership sites can be an awesome model for coaches and some of his best sales tips as well. So, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right in here. So tell us a little bit about how you got into the space and a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled into this by chance, by accident. I don't want to say luck because there was a lot leading up to it, and a lot of experimenting, like trying different businesses and seeing where they would go, and then just eventually niching into this one area. But to give a really quick backstory, so I spent, after college, 5 years in corporate America. I got a degree in industrial engineering, which is like taking processes and finding ways to make them more efficient. And I enjoyed that. I just didn't enjoy corporate America. So always on the side, I was trying different things, building different things. One of those was websites. I loved blogging, building different websites. And through that, I learned that there's these people online who their business is like coaching and consulting. And I kind of fell in love with that. And a bit ambitious, I tried my own coaching business, and it didn't work out because I just didn't have the training. I didn't really know what went into it. But through that, I learned how to build a from the technical side, like how to actually build a membership site. And I kind of looked at both things. I was like, all right, I kind of have this, degree and this background in taking processes and making them better. And then I also know how to build websites. And there's these people who, they spend a lot of their time working one-on-one with clients and coaching. And for them, it's really hard to grow their business because, when you're trading your time for money, you only have a certain amount of time. You could try to raise your prices. There's, different things you can do. But maybe what if they took kind of their knowledge and what they know and learned and the different unique things they offer their clients and package it into something that they can sell online, like a membership site or an e-learning, like an online course or something. That way they can actually scale and grow their business. So I left my job. That was coming up to 2 years now, and just started finding clients here and there where I was kind of testing the theory of could coaches and consultants take what they know, package it, and sell it to their own clients and customers, and create a revenue stream on the side. And so 2 years into this journey, I think I found my niche. I really enjoy working with coaches and helping them to grow this side of their business. But it kind of just ties back to what I love doing, which is taking a process, taking what they do for their work and trying to make it more efficient.
Awesome. So let's chat a little bit about membership sites for people that aren't really familiar with that. Can you give us kind of an example of what one would look like? Let's say, someone's a business coach, like what kinds of things could they do with a membership site?
Yeah, I mean, there's a variety of ways that a membership site could look like. I think, right, you run your Facebook group, that at the core is essentially a membership site. The only thing is when you're building on Facebook's ground, a couple of weeks ago, Facebook went down for, I forget how long. So for a business person, if that's their business, if their business model is based on Facebook, they can run into some issues. But chances are Facebook's not always going to be down. Chances are they're not going to close up shop and, disappear. But at the very least, you have this community of people who look to you for transformation, right? On a more advanced side, a membership site would be something like your own custom, WordPress site, where you have that functionality built in where people can sign up. Typically, you have different tiers of access. Maybe you have a free version. Maybe you have a smaller paid, and then a VIP paid section where when people sign up and pay, maybe it's a monthly payment or a yearly payment, they get access to specialized content or tools, or maybe even a course behind that paywall. And you're learning, or you're using that paywall to help, obviously build up your own revenue stream, but giving your clients or your customers the tools they need to transform whatever your niche is, whatever you focus on in your coaching. You're kind of distilling that into saying, like, the majority of the people I help need this process or this tool or this kind of like course that walks them through this transformation process, and I'm going to give that to them on the other side of this paywall. And then you can get really fancy. When I work with clients, I try not to get too fancy, like adding on too many features and stuff. But you can also have like almost like an own private social network, like a forum, or there's even tools that you can build into your WordPress site, which actually becomes like a social network, like a Facebook group, where the members can then interact with each other and share, knowledge and learnings and kind of what they're going through. Because when you're kind of up here and you have all these people looking up to you for that type of transformation, most likely that community is also facing the same types of pain points. So when they're able to like work together and solve those on their own, that saves you the one-on-one coaching time, which again is the core of what I'm trying to help coaches to realize is you don't have to keep trading your time for money.
Yeah. Fascinating. So awesome. And what are some kind of like price points that coaches could look at for something like that?
Yeah. So this depends. Like it depends on your experience in the area. If you're a new coach, I typically say first work with your clients. Like take those one-on-one jobs. Like learn what are the different types of pain points that your clients are going through, and just keep learning. Just keep learning, gathering all that information, and then building out something on the side. I wouldn't recommend a coach coming in. This is my mistake. I was like, I think I can help people achieve their goals faster. I think that was like my model. And I created a membership site. I created this like coaching program, but I had not done like one-on-one coaching, helping people to achieve their goals. So it fizzled out. It did not work. So in terms of like demanding a price point, anything, like it could be anything. If you want to price it at $7, then expect people to like not get a ton of value. Again, they're paying for transformation. So what's the price for them? Like, what is that price for them to go from, I'm facing this pain point. I know this person can help me solve it by, learning from their experience. So if I can go from having this pain point to getting rid of this pain point, what is that value to them? Like maybe it's, I'm just trying to think of an example. One is one of our clients, she's a writing coach, and her pain point is her clients want to write a book. So, but they just can't seem to get over that hump of like, how do I go through that process of writing and organizing a book? And she prices hers at around $500, which is like the perfect like sweet spot for people to be like, yeah, I can invest $500
or in for a year or total
for a year for like the yearly access. Yeah. So for her, it's like that's the perfect price point for her audience, who are usually have a little bit more disposable income. They want to write a book. It is frustrating to write a book and organize it. And she walks them through this process, and she prices it at $500. So you can have a high tier, price where maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's in that 4-figure ballpark, where it's like they're going through this huge transformation. Maybe at that point you might want to offer like, either group coaching or one-on-one coaching inside that package. But again, it depends on the transformation and kind of what you specifically can provide to help them go through that transformation.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So let's talk a bit about how to actually drive traffic and sales to something like a membership site, because I know for things like group programs and one-on-one coaching, it's like a very active kind of marketing effort where you're doing live videos or webinars. Like, what are some of the marketing methods you've seen for a membership site, and can that in turn become a more passive kind of model?
Yes. So that I know we chatted a couple of weeks ago, which was mind blowing because I don't have a background in marketing, and you do, and you like blew my mind on these different ideas. So I'm not going to claim to be a marketing expert around it. I know how to like build these and structure them for coaches and clients. But there are many different ways to do it. Like my one good friend, he is the webinar champion. He like helps these coaches. He'll hop on, he'll run their webinars for them. And, you can kind of do these like launches where you're hosting maybe a week's worth of webinars. And at the end of the webinar, you have that call to action, which is to say, hey, we're opening up our doors to our membership site. It's limited, adding in that scarcity to it, like adding that in also is kind of, enticing and saying, hey, this week only, we're opening the doors to our membership site. After that, it's closed. We might open it up again, maybe in 6 months or a year. So adding that into it, adding that, closed door essentially model where you don't have it open all the time. You actually launch it within maybe a week, maybe quarterly, maybe twice a year, or maybe annually. You had mentioned even like doing something around Facebook groups. You have your typical like on my website, and I can plug it at the end of this podcast, but I have this like free guide, and people can download it. I get their email. They go into my email funnel, but in that email funnel, they have a link to my Facebook group. And in the Facebook group, I'm able to then engage with them, post content, and then eventually say, hey, I'm opening up my own membership site for membership sites, and you're welcome to join. Kind of the same thing. So structuring that funnel where you maybe have like a really good free offering like that tripwire essentially, and getting people to take the next step, the next step closer and closer to signing up for your membership site. But again, I don't have as much experience as on the marketing side. That's part of what I want to learn more about, because I think that would help my service offering. But yeah, there's many ways. I think for the most part, if you're an experienced coach and you have plenty of clients coming to you, and maybe you have the good problem of having like a waiting list of people who are like want to work with you, then like, okay, maybe I can then say, hey, I can't take any more one-on-one coaches, but I do have this membership or this online coaching program that you can sign up for and offer it that way. So that's just a couple thoughts around that.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And let's talk a bit about freebies. Like, would you recommend a free kind of password protected membership site as like something people could offer too?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get people in the door right away, and create maybe like a free version or maybe a trial version, which is definitely possible with some of the specialty plugins that you can use with WordPress, where you can say, hey, you can sign up for $1 or maybe for free, but it's only for 2 weeks or a week's worth of time, and you get access to everything. So that way they get kind of like a taste of what's behind that door, and then shut it and then say, hey, you can upgrade and get full access for a year or a monthly membership or something like that. That model can work very well if you already have like a lot of content behind. If you have like just one course behind the paywall and say, hey, you get free access for a week, they might be able to just like take the course for that week and be like, all right, I'm done with that. So that might not be the best model. But if you do have a ton of content, and again, I'm saying content like very broadly. I like to call it like your toolkit. So this could be like checklists, little ebooks. Maybe it's also courses, videos, like things that you have not packaged together and put out into the internet for free, things that like you've spent time on, that they can only get behind that paywall or behind that membership site. Close my window here, some motorcycle.
Got it.
So if you have a collection of that toolkit, giving people a taste of that might be a good way as well.
Mm.
Mhm.
Very smart. Yeah, I have some ideas going on in my head as you're kind of saying this. I'm like, yeah, you can put like a meditation on there, like a checklist, like a PowerPoint. Like there's a lot of different things, right? That you can kind of compile
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, and even like a free version could even be just kind of tweaking your email marketing, where it's like, hey, you can sign up to be part of our daily meditation or something like that. I'll send you an email for a week to help you jumpstart your week or something like that, and you're just sending you're dripping like a little bit of content each week, and maybe then at the end of that and say, hey, if you want a full year's worth of this, or maybe some videos or other content that I put together, here's the full course, or here's like the full membership that you can get all of this. So it doesn't even have to be as fancy as like building out a whole free version of your membership site. It can just be part of your email marketing efforts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you could kind of give coaches that want to start a membership site a couple key tips on getting started, like what would those be?
First is like really, really understand what your audience or your clients want. And again, I'm gonna plug my guide, which is it's like a 10,000 word guide on how to start your own membership site. And I cover a lot of the technical stuff, but I also cover a lot of like how to actually uncover what you should be like. What do they want? Like, what kind of transformation do they want? And I'm like I said, I have a engineering degree, so I'm very analytical. I love making decisions based off of data. And so I kind of have like a pseudo-scientific way of doing that, of surveying your audience and getting that feedback in a specific way to understand, like, okay, these are the pain points that are actually bothering them. How can I help them to overcome that? So like, if you want to get started, don't jump into how do I start a membership site, or how do I, all that that stuff's fun to do. Like, it's fun to learn and kind of get excited about this, but being very, very clear on what are the type of pain points your clients and your audience are facing, that you can help them go through that transformation. I can't stress that enough.
Totally. That's really the foundation of everything. And so many coaches think they have a niche, think they know, like, for example, like, people want to lose weight or something, right? But that's still so broad. It's not very transformation focused. So that's really like the key thing. And once coaches have that down, they have that niche down, it's a lot easier to incorporate these different things, right?
Yeah, I think there's this one quote, and I cannot remember who. It might be Seth Godin, or it might be he might have been quoting someone about like when someone's at the hardware store and they say they need like a 1/4-inch drill bit. They don't need a 1/4-inch drill bit. They need a 1/4-inch hole. But even further, they don't need a 1/4-inch hole. They need to hang up their new IKEA shelves, because IKEA shelves are awesome. They look, and they want to display their nice stuff. They want that feeling, that transformation of like being able to display whatever it is that makes them happy. So some people might think, oh yeah, I help people find those drill bits. It's not that. You want to keep digging deeper and deeper of like, what are they actually looking for? What is that transformation they're trying to go through? So that's what I was saying. Like, don't just make that gut instinct of like, oh, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm good at helping people to overcome. Like, really drilling down into what is it that your people that you help coach actually want.
Awesome. And I think that's a perfect place to end off. So tell us more about how we can find you and how coaches can get that free guide.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this is going up on the Facebook group.
Yes. There'll be some written notes as well.
Okay. Yeah. So you can put a link there. My business is called Brick and Click Co. But you can find us at Brick, the letter N, click.co. Yeah, you can't put an ampersand in a URL, unfortunately. And I didn't want to put and, so I stuck with that. Right there is a on the homepage is the ultimate, what's it called? Here, I have it pulled up. The ultimate subscription site playbook for service based professionals. That's a mouthful, but it takes you through that process of like, how do you actually uncover what your audience wants? How do you actually then build it from a technical side? And then how do you launch it?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insights. I learned a lot. I was like taking notes and thinking about how I could do my own site. So thanks again so much. And we look forward to hearing from you soon and connecting with you further.
Yeah. And I'm part of this Facebook group. So if anyone has questions, like pop them below and just like tag my name so I get a notification, and I can help answer them. Happy to continue the conversation.
Awesome. And for everyone listening on their own devices, because we are on iTunes and Spotify, you guys can find the Facebook group, Coaches Close Clients, on Facebook, and we'd be happy to connect with you there. So thanks again for coming on, and we'll see everyone later.
All right. Thanks.